Sure. For those of you, great. It's exciting to be here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Brian, and I've been an assistive tech consultant for over 40 years in New Jersey. I was a professor of education at St. Elizabeth University until May of 2024 and retired. And I do assistive tech evaluations, consulting, and implementation. So I'm excited to be here today, and also Ben is here from Tailo, who's on the call with me. Is really exciting to always learn about new tools, and especially excited about Tailo when I was introduced to it, since it includes AI as well as the ability to really customize the reading experience for students. So it's really important that, as we know, more and more students with reading challenges and with a wide range of abilities and disabilities are, in our classes. So we want to provide inclusive experiences for students as they meet up with their academic work. So one of the things that you'll see in a little while is just how we can customize the reading experience with Tailo. And also at the end, if you hang in to the end, Ben will come in and share with you how you can gain access to this to do a trial in your setting. One of the, as we know, the key to learning once you get past the upper elementary schools is reading. That's how we learn most of our content. But for a lot of students, that can be difficult and really challenging. So when we talk about a positive reading experience, these are a couple of dimensions. Certainly, we know the what impact reading fluency has on reading comprehension. When students are expending significant sort of cognitive energy on just decoding, it really brings down the comprehension. Similarly, for students that may not do a tremendous amount of reading, vocabulary is very important and is a predictor of how well they're going to be able to comprehend the material. And so for those students that really struggle, the fluency, vocabulary supports are going to be a really important part to build on having them have a positive experience when reading material. And so we know that for 23% of students in grades 6 to 12 use computers for reading instruction, and 42% of teachers use digital learning tools for reading. Here in the States, a lot of teachers have been using Google Classroom, and so a lot of the material is in an online or digital format. So which in some cases, just because it's digital doesn't necessarily mean it's accessible, especially for students that have difficulty in the area of reading. So one of the things that we need to think about is, again, even though things are online, they still may be inaccessible to students, and these are certainly a barrier to reading. Let's see. So typically, those of us who are in academia or educators know that these are what the documents look like that students are often faced with, whether they're in a paper format or whether the article was uploaded as a PDF. And if you look at these, you can just your initial response is, well, these can be kind of overwhelming. Even for good readers. But if you're a student that struggles with reading and you need to use this to do a research paper and you need to read this, when you look at this, a lot of students may be fraught with tremendous anxiety and intrepidation to even begin to read uh, papers like this. I just came across this, which I thought was interesting, is that when we think about reading, we generally don't think about students in the Ivy League, students struggling with reading, and yet this is what a lot of the faculty and professors are finding that even students in these in the Ivy League colleges and universities are struggling to read whole novels. So even very successful students struggle to complete their reading assignments. So we know that if documents are inaccessible, certainly it blocks, the student's ability to access the knowledge and the information. A lot of students that, I've worked with, I was for a period of time, I was the interim accessibility coordinator at my university. Hold on one second. And the number of students who have significant anxiety around academics or even have significant emotional difficulties, when they get documents that look inaccessible, struggle, it could increase their anxiety, frustration. And the other part too is that, a lot of times you need to um, consider when we talk about sort of UDL, how we can present documents so that they can become more accessible for students. So Tailo is basically a tailored reading environment for students. You can see, I'll do a demo in a little bit, but you can see on the screen that through, and I'll have some other graphics, through AI, it provides a quick summary of the contents of the PDF. And you notice the top left, it also provides students with an approximation of how long it will take them to read that. And then we also have very high quality text to speech support with the read aloud functionality. So Tailo can provide, it simplifies the content through AI. It also, a lot of times when students, or if you ever done a research project, you know that you may have lots of documents and using Tailo and importing it into your dashboard, you can quickly determine if this is a research article that, makes sense for what you are studying or writing about and whether you should read it. And the other part too, the real focus of Tailo is helping students understand and comprehend the article. So to go back to Linda, talk about neurodivergent students who struggle with anxiety or easily overwhelmed with the amount of reading. Um, Tailo also breaks up um, the papers or the PDFs into sections, giving them bite-sized pieces that they can access, making it a much more positive approach to the reading and reading the article. And the other part too is the students can move to the area that they need and determine if it's something that is going to be important for the task at hand. Just wondering. Okay, good. So when we look at Tailo, it really can support neurodivergent students. Again, to reiterify, it makes it easier for them to process the text, certainly less anxiety, and they can really focus on the content. We provide easy to read summaries using the AI. We provide bite-sized chunks, and we eliminate some of the feelings of being overwhelmed. In addition, we know that I know we have many more students both in the public schools and colleges where English may not be their primary language, and so we provide vocabulary support and improve comprehension for the reading material. So in terms of UDL principles, certainly we provide a great deal of learner flexibility, and I will demonstrate that in a little bit. And then we also provide students multiple entry points into the text that they're reading, so they can read the summaries, they can read the sections, the introduction, or the the discussion section of the paper. And Tailo is all about providing students with a positive learning experience when they're interacting with the document. So just to highlight a couple of things is Tailo pulls out the text, images, and tables and provides a working summary highlighting the key points, as you can see. That can also be read by the student. So you can see in this GIF the article and then the customized extraction technology. The Tailo can be customized with using various colors, fonts, spacing and alignment, so we can provide students with a very unique and customized reading experience. And working with students, some students will require larger text. Some students feel more relaxed and they find it easy to track using certain color combinations. So I'll show you in a little bit how easy that is to utilize. And then again, highlighting the tailored content summaries, which is really important again to help students understand the key points, the main ideas, and to determine if this is a paper that they want to engage in and read the entire PDF article. So we aid comprehension, we boost engagement, and we add some personalization to the reading experience. We also, Tailo provides excellent text-to-speech. There are a number of different text-to-speech engines that the student can utilize, as well as students can control the rate and speed of the text being read. And we all know the importance of text-to-speech to support students who have reading challenges. So in this GIF, you can see that you have access to the overview, the document, or the section. So students can go to the section that they want to review or look at. And this way it kind of breaks down the paper and lets them quickly navigate to that part of the document or that part of the research that they want to engage in. So this is a feature that's coming soon to Tailo, and I think this is really an exciting feature where it will use AI. So if a student doesn't understand a concept, they could highlight the text in Tailo and hit the explain button, and then it will use AI to explain the concept or idea. So giving students, better understanding, aiding their comprehension. Okay. So I'm going to play this video.
Academic papers can be a real barrier for students. They're full of jargon and are often written at an expert level and not with the student in mind. That's where Tailo's Explain This feature comes in. Tailo empowers students with the choice on how they want to learn a new concept or topic. Simply highlight a phrase or a section, and Tailo intelligently offers a custom explanation based on the student's learning preferences, from a basic breakdown to an in-depth description. Tailo's enhanced search, students can easily find and search for specific keywords or phrases, jumping to relevant results and sections effortlessly. Tailo helps students to expand their research by showing variations of keywords. So, for example, if a student searches for psychology, then they'll also get relevant results like psychological and psychologist as well. Tailo also provides students with suggestions for misspelled words as well. So that helps them stay on track and find exactly what they're looking for.
Ben, there was a question about when the Explain This feature might become available. Do you have a time frame or?
Yeah, so that'll be coming very soon, probably in the next week or so.
Okay.
So if any of you would like to try it, it'll probably be in place by the time that you get access.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go out of this and I'm actually going to go into so hopefully you can see my screen. So this is the actual app. This is a web-based app. You can see you can go to an address, and Ben will describe how you can gain access to this so you can try it. And also Ben is looking for partnerships to pilot this. So if you think your school or district is interested, that would be great. Ben, the question is the trial free?
Yep, it's totally free at the moment. Yep. So these would
Okay.
be efficacy pilots where we're looking to get your feedback and improve the product so it's delivering value for students.
So once you go to the website. It's a web-based app. This is my dashboard, and you can see you can upload documents, to this. I'm just going to open up one here. So once it opens, so now I'm actually working in Tailo. And what I really like about this is a really simple, easy to use interface. I don't believe it will take you that long. So it opens up. You can see I'm at the summary tab, and it's telling you this is AI generated. So you can see this brought up an overview. If I want to read, it's telling me it's about 30 minutes. And if I click the read aloud, it will read aloud. But before I do that, I'm just going to click here. You can see that you have three UK voices, and then they just recently added three US voices, to this. They're all high quality voices. And if I want to read, I can read. But before I do that, in terms of customization, you can see I can change, if I wanted a high contrast or dark mode. I have different modes. I happen to like the yellow. You also have different fonts, so you can see that we have the open dyslexic font. I know someone asked about that, and we can also change. You can see I can change the setting. So again, really easy interface. And then when I hit read aloud,
Study objective. The research aimed to investigate how different memory encoding methods, paper
and then of course I can always speed it up.
notebooks versus mobile devices, affect memory retrieval processes, specifically focusing on brain activation patterns during retrieval tasks. Methodology.
So you can see down over here, it tells you, approximately how much time it will take to read. I'm going to X out of that. Yes. And the other thing too is if I wanted to, let's see, I'm just going to select activation, and you can see that I can get definition of the word. And this is kind of a work in progress. So they'll be adding some new features, such as the ability to read the contents of the definition. So it's pretty straightforward. And you can see Ben said that note taking and highlighting is coming in early 2025. So this is pretty much recently released. So they're constantly adding features, to the application. So this is just to give an idea. This is what the document would look like if a student entered the document or had a paper document. And then what's nice too is you can see it breaks it up into sections. So these are the sections. So if I wanted to, look at the participants, I can just click here and get an idea of, the number of students that were involved in this study. And of course, I could always click the read out loud to access the material. So it's a great, it really is a great tool for students who need some of the reading supports. And again, you have the ability to tailor or customize this in terms of the, color, colors, size of the font, the reading speed, getting vocabulary. So it provides a tremendous number of supports for students that are challenging. So the question is coming in, how about tab or keyboard? Ben, do you know how accessible it is with the WCAG accessibility standards?
Yeah, so just typing out a reply to Jen there. I don't know myself, but I will check with the tech and design team and come back
Yeah.
to you on that. I know that the WCAG guidelines have been followed in terms of accessing Taylor. That's part of the reason that the login involves a magic link rather than a password.
We actually, Ben and I were talking this morning about some of the maybe the enhancements in the text to speech in terms of being able to highlight as text is being being read. So we're having discussions with the developers about that. Yeah, I would say, Linda, that this would probably be really good for high school and college students that um, need to access. I would say more, more cognitively demanding reading material. I mean, not that it couldn't be used for anything else, but definitely, for research papers, or basically, I would say I'll say more dense reading material. This would be ideal to for them to use it. And as you can see, very very simple user interface, and I think students would be up and running with this very very quickly. Before we finish up, I want to just go to, let me just go here. So Ben, can college students get individual licenses?
Yeah, they absolutely can. We're running a few fall pilots at the moment, including the likes of the University of Southern California and Yale as well.
Okay.
And they all have, individual student licenses. The whole point of Tailo with it being your own individual personalized reading environment. So each of those students' Tailo accounts will all look a little different.
If you're if you're interested and you want to set up a quick demo with me individually, we can certainly do that as well. Ben, we put this up, but this get in terms of the pricing, this gives you a general idea. Some of these can be customized to meet the needs of your academic environment.
Yep, that's right. So bundles of licenses on there and site licenses, which would be bespoke and based on enrollment. But yeah, usage of Tailo right now is totally free. And
And
yeah, those would be annual costs.
yeah, so this is Ben's contact information. So if you want, to set up a pilot, you can email him, or you can fill out if you scan that QR code or go to that bit.ly, you can actually get access to this.
Yeah. I realized I happen to be wearing the exact same jumper. I do have more clothes. But yeah, if you would like to give Tailo a try, then yeah, scan the QR code, follow that link, or send me an email. Like I say, we are gathering feedback, so the more that we get, the more of your input, the better Tailo will become. What we really want to do is make sure that Tailo is doing its job at improving reading and comprehension for students on a personalized and individual basis.
Okay. Uh, yeah, absolutely. You can share the QR code with your regional AT team. That would be great. Really looking for partnerships and to, get feedback and to, really, make this the best reading program for students to engage in content. If anyone wants to, turn on their mics and ask a question, or that would be fantastic. We have a couple of minutes left. Any other questions? Thanks. Thanks, everyone.